Hey, what's going on? Thanks for joining me. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I said Saturday special in the title because I don't know. It's just Saturday. I got to work, and it's the Saturday special. Uh, yeah, so how's everybody doing? Happy Saturday. I'm on my lunch break, of course. Have a couple of things from the news I just wanted to go over a little bit. So, I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram post, but the president of France, he's over here in New Orleans visiting right now. And hey, what's up, cuz? AZ Air Gunners here. So I posted on Instagram, the president of France is in town hanging out. And I posted a picture of him and the mayor checking out some potholes. You know, one of the main attractions of New Orleans is, the potholes we have all over the city. So that was a pretty interesting picture. Um, and also, Elon Musk flew down here just to meet with the French president. So I don't know what they were going over. I'm sure they dropped some notes. It probably has to do with some climate change stuff or something, something like that. But I have this crazy story that happened over here in like St. Rose or Monroe, someplace a little bit north at the UPS like distribution warehouse, whatever they call it, where they load the trucks before the trucks come and deliver. Well, apparently this guy, I guess his supervisor, somebody smelled weed on him or something. So they fucking called the cops on this guy because they smelled weed on him. So the cops confront him, and he's, finally admits, yeah, I have some weed in my bag. So he goes in his bag and he has like a 0.5 gram of weed on him. So he I guess he like consents to a search to his car, and they find like another 0.5 gram of weed in his car. But the craziest part is they found like 6 different packages that had been reported as not delivered or lost in transit or stolen or whatever from like several months ago, like leading up to this month, just chilling in this guy's car. So it was just a pretty crazy chain of events that happened. But also like who doesn't smell like weed nowadays? Like you just walk outside and outside just smells like weed. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm a little different about that because like I've worked in some places and like there weren't, if you didn't do the weed, you were in the minority. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just like, I can't believe they called the police on him though. Oh, he smells like weed, so let's call the fucking cops. Now that's the even crazier part of the story. It's like homie just smells like bud a little bit, so they call the cops on him. And they find a 0.5 gram, a little bowl. That's the crazier part. So I don't know. Well, they found those people's packages. This guy had them the whole time. Yeah, so they arrested him, charging him like felony theft, I guess, with the amount that the packages are worth, and then for the weed, I guess, also slap that misdemeanor charge on that too. Let's see what else. Had some interesting news from Apple. I don't know if you guys use Apple products. I personally don't own anything from Apple. I'm a Samsung phone guy, Samsung tablets. I think my computer's a HP. Like I don't use anything Apple. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling now. But I don't know if you guys have heard or seen. I know it's kind of not being put out in the news a lot, but they're having some protests going on in China, and a lot of the images and videos about those protests have been getting out of China, which is kind of strange because China has like the Chinese government, I should say, has a real tight hold on their internet, and they regulate like what goes in, what goes out, what everything is seen. So they discovered that this, hey, cuz, what's going on? Grandpa Easy's hanging out. So they discovered that all of these like protest images and videos and like information, like, you know, how the organization of the protests against the Chinese government was getting out, and also all these images and stuff were getting out of China. So they were trying to figure out how that was going on. Well, it turns out they were using the airdrop feature on Apple, which I guess is like the quick share or the nearby share on Samsung. So they were sending it via Bluetooth to each other. And the Chinese government asked Apple to disable airdrop, and they did. So in China, Apple is totally sided with the Chinese government here to, you know, keep their thumb over the citizens there, keep them from organizing protest, you know, keep them from sharing, you know, what's going on there, the brutality from the government to get outside the country and things like that. So that's pretty crazy. But, you know, it is a major corporation, and China has millions of people. I mean, that's, you know, it's about money and not about like freedoms for these corporations. And what can we do to help the Chinese people? Nothing. So that's a real bummer. Let's see. I wonder which one I should do first next. All right, let's do this one. So starting here pretty soon, in December, I believe it's the 6th. I think that's Monday, maybe. No, the 5th is Monday. So the 5th, the IRS is going to start requiring you to report any transactions or any transfers, like through PayPal, Zelle, Cashapp, anything like that over $600. You have to fill out a form and report to the IRS. That way they have something for their 87,000 new IRS agents that they just hired to do. So if you don't do that, you know, they'll just come in with guns and arrest you. So, you know, break up your transactions, do whatever you got to do. I know that's what I've been doing. Even if it's not $600, I think I sent some to one of my cousins here that's on, and we broke it up into a couple. Because, like, I mean, I guess, you know, flagging it, filling out the paperwork or not, I mean, we live in a post Patriot Act, you know, world. So they're looking at your stuff, whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not. But yeah, they kind of need, or, you know, they just hired all those new IRS agents. So they got to, you know, people moving money in sums larger than $600, you know, that's the new bad guy. So that just tells you something about the state of the country. All right, now here we go. Speaking of the state of the country, yesterday, over on Twitter, Elon Musk gave Matt Taibbi, this journalist, like all of the Twitter information, all of the data, all of the files, the data dumps, everything. And yeah, it turns out that they heavily suppressed news stories. They've deleted accounts. They've deleted people, banned people, just basically because they felt like it. And there's going to be a second part of the drop today, I think at 5 o'clock. I don't know which time, Eastern, I don't know. Anyway, look out for it. But I also retweeted the first part of it. So if you guys follow me on Twitter at DeepSouthEdc, you can read Matt Taibbi's string. It's in real short, bite-sized chunks, and what the federal government was doing with Twitter during like 2020 and 2021, even up until now. It's just crazy. Like, you know, the collusion, it's nuts. And you know, daddy government has their hand in way too many things, and you kind of need to get off that government teat. Speaking of that too, we got I don't know if you guys know about this either, but looks like we had all the rail workers unions going into negotiations with the government. Well, I guess it was over some sick time. These guys were just looking for 7 days paid sick time, and they didn't. They ended up not getting it, and then the government passed some sort of law that said, like, if they strike, that, you know, the strike is illegal, pretty much is what they're getting down to. They're trying to preemptive strike the strike, if that makes any sense. But if, you know, you've picked up any sort of history book, you know that the most successful strikes in history were illegal strikes. You know, just go back to like the 1880s and 1890s during Reconstruction, like after the Civil War. You know, all of those strikes were illegal, but those are the reasons why we have 40-hour work weeks, 2 days off, you know, things like that. And fucking people died for that shit. You know, it's probably not a real popular part of history. A lot of people don't know about the Reconstruction era because, you know, it's overshadowed by what happened right before and then what happened after during the 1910s, you know. Anyway, long story short, so they denied these rail workers sick time, and now they're saying if you strike, you know, sorry, that's illegal. So I hope that these rail workers strike. It's going to hurt the supply chain like a motherfucker. But I don't know what it's going to take just to get, you know, some sick time off. If, I mean, if I were a rail worker and I were in this union and in this situation, and all we're asking for is, you know, some time to, you know, not get fired while we're sick. And if it took putting the country on its knees through its supply chain, I mean, if that's what it takes to learn that lesson, you know, then that's what it takes. I guess we got old Biden. He's pretty it's pretty dense. I don't know why he just, I mean, it's 7 days of sick time for the rail workers, and he's risking a supply chain crisis. I mean, but he don't give a fuck. Sorry, just look what's going on at the border. That's a rant for another day. Anyway, and do I have any positive news? Kind of. So yesterday was December 2nd. Yeah, no, I don't. Grandpa Easy says, well, I don't blame. Well, it should be a right. I don't blame them. Yeah, I don't fucking blame them either. And you know what it is? It's the union heads and the people who are negotiating on behalf of everybody in the union who's screwing over all these people. They don't represent all the people that they say they represent. Otherwise, hey, they'd be having the 7 days sick time. Like, what did the negotiations get? What was negotiated? Like, like they negotiated, sorry, we're not even gonna compromise. And now if you protest, you know, it's illegal. Anyway, anyway, today's the 3rd, and yesterday it was about 40 degrees, 45. It was between like 45 and 50 degrees, and it was really nice. And today it's like in the 70s, so it's pretty warm, pretty hot today. It was like really, really foggy. I got some cool pictures of the cemetery across the street, and you guys should check those out on my Instagram. I got some really cool pictures going on there. Oh, excuse me. I should post some more like everyday carry stuff pictures, but you know, I don't know. That's what my YouTube video is for, or YouTube channel. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, I got a poll up on my community page on my DeepSouthEdc YouTube channel. You know, asking if I could pull off the floppy hat. I'm going to end that poll later today, probably when I get off work around 6 o'clock. So if you haven't voted, go ahead and vote. It was tied up there for a minute, half and half, but then the no, thank you, pull a vote no. Thank you. That is my beautiful wife there watching the stream. And yeah, I guess Guess I can't pull off the hat. So that hat my father-in-law got me when we went to Roswell when we were driving out from visiting, and he got me that floppy hat, and I actually saw it sitting there. And I took the tag off, and I was like, oh, let's see what I look like. Yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, you guys make sure you follow me on Instagram. These guys follow me on Instagram. Check me out on Twitter, Facebook. You just search, Deep South EDC. I don't really know how Facebook works. Find me on Rumble. Smash that Rumble button. Give me those Rumble points. I don't know what they do, but I got like 1,000 of them. And find me on Minds. And if you're on Minds, leave me a super mind, and I'll do a video for you. Anyway, guys, hit that thumbs up button, and have a good weekend. Stay well regulated. Peace.